Hi everyone, my name is Ashley and our group is called the Megaminds and our app is called NUPathfinders, which is a data-informed platform that will revolutionize the way that students at Northeastern University connect to co-op opportunities and therefore position themselves for the demands of today's job market. Our app also aims to streamline the recruiting process for employers while also guiding faculty to shape curricula with a focus on skills that will be used in the real world. With our app, we aim to offer personalized and actionable insights that benefit students, recruiters, and educators alike.
First blueprint is for students, and our first route in here is a get route that returns all the job listings from the database. The next route is another get route that returns all the skills from a certain student. The next get route is one that returns all skills regardless of students. The next route is a post that adds a new skill to a student. The next route is a put route that updates a skill for a student. Next, we have a delete route that deletes a skill from a student. And then we have another get route that gets all the reviews of a job listing. Next is a post route that allows a user to make a review of a job listing. And finally, we have a post route that allows the user to apply for a job listing. Next, we have the jobs blueprint with only one route, which is a get route that returns all the details from a job listing based on the ID.
So next we have the recruiter's blueprint. Here we have a get route that gets all the information about all the listings for our certain recruiter ID. Then we have a per route that updates the job information in the jobs table. We have now two get routes to get the applicants and the skills of those applicants for a certain job. Then we have a post route that inserts job information into the jobs table. Recruiter wants to start a new job. Then we have the jobs get route that gets all the skills, gets all the values from the table skills, and a get route that gets all the values from the table job skills. And we have a post route that inserts job ID and skill ID into the job skills connection table. Then we have a post route that adds a skill to the skills table. And we have a delete route that deletes the job. And then we have a post route that blacklists a student inserted into the blacklist table. And then the blacklisted student is removed from all the applications with this delete route.
Next up is the department head route. So first off, we have a get route that gets all the skill gaps, another get route to get the total skill count for students, and a last get route to get the total skill count for jobs. Then we have a combined get post route that allows a user to either insert notes or return all the notes associated with that user. And we have a delete route that allows a user to delete a note. Then we have a get route to recommend courses based on skill gaps, and then a get route to basically show all the courses associated with the department, and a get route to get all the skills associated with that course. Then we also have a post route that allows a user to create their own course, a delete route that allows a user to delete that course, and a put route that allows a user to update the course info like name and description. And then we have a post route, and finally we have a post route that allows a user to create their own course skill and associated with a course.
Last up, we have the blueprint for the developer persona. First up, we have a get route that fetches all the data logs on any inconsistencies, such as null values. Next up, we have a put route to fix those inconsistencies. After that, we have a get route to view any user feedback on new features the developer implemented. And then following that, we have a post route that supports logging any automated test results. Next up, we have the get route to retrieve any documentation, and we have a put route to update the documentation with newer documentation and its details. And then finally, we have a delete route to delete any archived or outdated interaction data. Now we're going to go through the Streamlit front-end pages that we created to supplement our backend database.
Okay, our first user is the student. And if we click inside, we can see two options, going into your profile and job listings. By clicking on your profile, we can see all the skills of the current student. We also have a way to add skills, for example, just C++ and give a random proficiency. And if we refresh, we can see that the skill is updated. Next, we can update the skill proficiency to a random one. And if we update and refresh the page again, we can see that the proficiency is updated. Lastly, we have a way to delete skills if the user accidentally adds one. And if we refresh, you can see that it's no longer there. Next, for job listings, this shows all random job listings from our database, and it has details like job title, company, description. It also has a simple button to quickly submit applications and also a way to view more details. In this, you can see reviews from previous users. Now, this one doesn't have one, but we can also write our own review. So if we just put a title and a short review and then submit it, if we go back to job listings, we can see that it now has a rating because of our review.
Next, we have the recruiter persona. So when we click into it, we have three buttons. First, we can view our current job listings. So here you can view all the job listings you've created. You can view your applicants. So these are all the students that applied to this job with their current status. Then we can click onto a student, view information about them, match percent score, and their skills. We can also blacklist a student if we have a certain problem with them. And then on the left, we can filter the table and sort by. This is all front-end stuff on Streamlit. Yeah, then if we view our current job listings again, we can also edit job listings. So if we want to change the name or the description, for example, click edit job and go back. We can see that, yeah, the description's changed. We can also remove a job listing. And then finally, we can also create a job listing. So here we can write the name of the job and a short job description. Then we can add start and end dates and add the job. And we can see it's added to the database. Then finally, we can match a job to certain skills. So here you select your job. You select what skill you want to match to it and a minimum proficiency that's required to apply to this job. And then, or if we're not happy, we can create our own skill with the create new skill button. So here, if we want a Scrum Master skill, write a description and a category. And we can add it to the database. And now we can see that it's in the drop-down menu.
Next up is our department head persona. So this is our data persona, which will basically view all high-level data regarding our app. So first up, when we click on the skill analysis button, we have 3 bar graphs. The first bar graph is a student skill count, which lists the total count of students that have a certain skill. So for example, let's look at the C++ skill. Apparently 8 students have that skill, but compared to something like Git, only 1 student has that skill. So then from that, we can compare it to a job skill count bar graph, which shows all the job skills and associated jobs. For example, with AWS, there are 6 associated jobs. We can also like Java only has 1 associated job. Then from that, we can look at our job proficiency comparison chart. So this compares all job skills and the required proficiency to the average student proficiency. So for example, something like AWS has an average proficiency around 4, but right now student proficiency is around 3, but something like Git, where job proficiency is 3, the average student proficiency is 5. So from that, insights are automatically delivered to you. So you can see any skill gaps you have to address. So for example, things like Scrum Master, Git, or SQL. So these skill gaps are made based on the proficiency chart and the count card chart. So if there is a lower amount of students that have a skill than a job, then that skill is added to skill gaps. And also if there's proficiency disparity, that is added to skill gaps. And from there, you can see automatically courses to recommend students. So for example, for a skill like AWS, you should recommend students take something like Intro to Computer Science. But if there's a skill that isn't currently associated with the class, we can have recommended courses to create like Scrum Master, Java, and PHP. And from there, we can go directly into managing our current courses. So this shows a list of courses that you are associated with your department. So right now we only have Intro to Computer Science, but when you click on it, you can see the description of it and associated skills. You also have the option to update skills. So let's say I want to add a C++ skill to it, or I can even create my own skill, just like what happened with the recruiter end. So then let's go back into manage courses. So also, let's say I want to create my own course. So let's say I want to create a course based on Scrum. So learning Scrum. And then we add course, and then we can see it's automatically added, and then we can update course info. So like, let's change the name or the description. And then when we go back, we can see it's updated. And then we can also update skills, and let's say we add big data, and then go back into manage courses, we can see skills is there. And finally, we have a notepad. So let's say you want to keep track of something that you can't do right now, but you have to do later. So you can just add a note saying like prepare students. And that's added to our notepad. And if you're done with the note, you can just simply delete it.
And then finally, we have the Streamlit pages for the developer persona. The first page is called View Data Logs, and this page is designed to help developers monitor and fix data inconsistencies. At the top, there's like a table of data logs with inconsistencies such as null values. And at the bottom, you can fix data logs by editing the log ID to fix and then writing the number of details. And then next up, we have a page to manage user feedback, which is basically focused on providing developers insights into how users interact with the application. At the top, we have all the user feedback data that they've provided, including ratings, comments, timestamps, etc. And then below the table, there's an input field where developers can enter a feedback ID to archive any outdated or irrelevant feedback. Next up, we have the last page, which is managing the testing feature, which supports automated testing for the application features. Section at the top allows developers to log any new test results. Developers can enter the feature ID, test type, select whether it passed or failed, and then provide the run date. And then the second section at the bottom displays a table of testing history showing any previously logged results for reference, which helps developers ensure features are thoroughly tested before deployment. Overall, all of our Streamlit pages connect seamlessly to our backend to ensure that NUPathfinder as our app works seamlessly and without errors. Thank you so much.